What's up, y'all? Welcome into the Morning Hustles. A young man who you've been seeing his name pop up a little bit of everywhere over the last couple years, man. He killing the game right now, performance after performance, and this man won't slow down one time for Nasty C. What up, bro?
What's going on, homie?
Doing good, man. Well, welcome to the Morning Hustle first and foremost, man, and thank you for carving out the time for us today.
Appreciate it, man. Pleasure being here. Thank you for having me.
Yo, no doubt, man. Yo, bro, like your name has been bubbling in the game for a minute, man. And and you're definitely the epitome of hard work paying off, man, when you continue to perfect your craft, man. For
hmm
for for people who like maybe are just now hearing about you because of maybe the Coming to America soundtrack or maybe your album Zulu Man with Some Power, man. Where does the Nasty C story truly begin?
It begins in South Africa, Durban, when I was like 9 years old. That's really when I started rapping, or even paying attention to music. Period, you know. And I've really just been rapping ever since then. But I really started taking it serious at like 16. Started like making waves at like 18, like 17, 18, and I've just been going hard ever since, man.
Yo, and like rap has been such an international thing for a long time. And for the
Yeah.
longest time, people were only listening to rap from America. But Africa has really carved out its own niche to where like y'all have your own stars where y'all didn't even really need to even like pay too much attention to what we were doing over here. Like, who are some of the guys from over your part of the world that really got you buzzing and got you into the culture?
In terms of what, like influence or
Far as like influence or people when you heard them rap, it made you want to be a part of it.
oh, so definitely guys like AKA, Casper, Proverb, Mr. Selvin, Doomy, who goes by Stogie T now. It's a couple. It's a couple.
So like grow up listening to these guys to now being a guy that so many people are listening to and you're still so young too. How does it feel to like see your career doing what it's doing right now?
It feels good, man. It feels great. You know, something that I've always been working for, and it's finally happening now. You know, I'm just taking it all in, man, and just thanking God for the blessings, you know, and all the opportunities and doors that are just opening right in front of me. You know what I mean?
So what was the thing that happened for you, Nasty C, that was kind of like the tipping point to where like, okay, now you're not like a person practicing rapping. Now you're in the game. Like this was the day that changed it all.
Um, I think it would have to be when my song started playing like on TV and on radio, and I started to get shows like around that time when I was 18. So I was making a little bit of money and I was able to send some money back home too. So that was like okay, you know, it was a sign that things are finally working out and I'm in the game type thing.
Now, if you could bottle that energy of because like as an artist, right? Like, I mean, all you ever want to do is be heard. Like, where were you the first time you heard your record played and it wasn't because you were playing the demo out the studio?
I was I think I was in a tech no not a taxi. I was in a car with one of the people who I used to work with back in the day, a good friend of mine who used to manage me back in the day. I was with him just driving around, I think, and they called us and they were like, "Yo, we're a fan of your song, whatever, da 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 da, and we're about to play it right now. So tune in if you want to hear it." And, oh no, actually, I'm lying. I'm lying. That wasn't the first time. First time I was at home. I was actually ironing my clothes that night because I had to go to school the next day. So I was actually ironing my school uniform. Actually, yeah, that's how it happened.
Say
Yeah,
word.
yeah,
So
yeah.
like, you go to school the next day. I imagine everybody probably heard the record, right?
I don't think so because everyone was asleep by then. Everyone had to.
Ah,
Yeah, everyone who had school the next day was out cold. I stayed up because I knew they were gonna play it.
man. So after that, it was on and popping. And you fast forward, here we are in 2021. I mean,
Yeah,
thing after thing after thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know you've
yeah.
been spending a considerable amount of time in Atlanta over the last few weeks, just kind of like networking and polying, man. Like, what have been some of the highlights for you as of recently?
Studio's really just been like the highlight of the trip, which is the whole purpose of the trip, anyways. But I got to see some good sights, some good restaurants and stuff like that. I went to the Trap Museum. That was pretty dope. I'm going back there tonight also. So yeah, couple places.
I saw that you locked in with my man Zaytoven, who
Mm-hmm.
is master behind the keys, man.
Yeah.
What's the record sounding like?
So I really just got a beat pack from him and we cooked up a little bit. I haven't really gotten a chance to record because everything is just moving so quickly and I have to like meet all these people back to back to back. So I haven't really gotten a chance to record on anything, but I'm pretty sure something fire is gonna come out. That's Zaytoven. Like that's the legend. You know?
Yo, dude's brilliant, man. And like, even going through your bodies of work, just checking out the growth between project to project. I saw recently in an interview you said that you're done rapping to prove that you can rap.
Yeah,
And it's dope when you have so much music under your belt, the way you'd be like, all right, cool. I'm done proving this to you. Now I'm
yeah,
gonna elevate the people. What
yeah.
got you to that point?
Um, it was a lot of things, but one of them being just what I picked up from what's happening right now in the game, like the climate of the game. Like you have to have a song that's catchy and easy on the ear, something that females can listen to and dance to. And sometimes like just barring out on a song doesn't really get you that. You know what I mean? And it doesn't really get you bookings or nothing like that. Really, it just gets you respect from rappers. And I
Yes.
was I was like, I don't need that. I want respect from people who have a good ear and good taste for good music. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's when I really started to make that switch.
It's an interesting duality to try to balance because like when you're in school, you around your homies, you want to
Mm,
impress your home, you want to be the nicest MC that your friends know,
exactly.
right?
Exactly.
So, once you started getting more attention than from just your friends, and then the ladies are starting to take notice,
Yeah.
how did that change your artistic approach to how you get down?
Um, for me, luckily for me, because of the people that I used to listen to, like they always just made hits, and Wayne was the type of person. He had a lot of bars in his melodies and catchy stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like he didn't have to sound like a backpack rapper for you to understand that he's good with the pen. You know what I mean? So because I listened to people like Wayne, I was also good at melodies and at the same time have like these super catchy lines in there that also hit hard type thing. So it wasn't like it wasn't like I went from having just male fans to male and female. I always had like female fans also with me. You know what I mean?
Got you.
I just decided to shift the focus to them a bit more. You know?
And it seems like, when you do that, they rock with you a lot longer.
Exactly.
You're seeing so many people have, because guys, like, we'll get busy. We'll stop buying stuff. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? We'll move on to the next day. But yo, man, once you got them ladies, man, they ain't going nowhere. Unless you
Yep.
like, I don't know, get caught with a white girl or something like that. Like,
yeah.
it's wild out
Yeah.
here, for real, for real.
Yeah.
But
You're
yo,
right.
when you look at the things that are going over here in the States and how they impact you guys in South Africa, like before you came over here first doing your market visits, what were the things you were hearing about America? And did it meet your expectations, I guess, based off the stereotypes you were hearing, or was it not what you expected?
Um, it kind of. I mean, it had an effect on my first experience of being in the States. Like seeing because from you gotta understand from South Africa when we watch like the news and stuff and we're on social media, the only thing we see that says America is like gang violence, um, police brutality, racism, and all that type of stuff. So when I came here, I was like, oh man, I'm just jumping into like all this stuff, and I expected it to come from all different angles. And it didn't, but it still kind of ruined my first, not ruined per se, but it altered my my first experience of being out here in the States, because the whole time I was just trying to keep my eye out, trying to stay out of people's way and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Just because of that paranoia, man. And when I should have just came and had fun, really.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah, but a couple trips later, I realized it's not all that bad. Like people just choose to push the negative stuff forward so that the whole world sees that, but they hide all the fun stuff, all the good stuff. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, now the fun is definitely out here, and like I
Yeah.
hear nothing but amazing things about the motherland.
Hmm.
And for many years, I guess the same way with gang violence and everything. The pre-apartheid. Like back when South Africa was still in apartheid, you always would hear about that and just like the segregation and just the
Exactly.
disparaging gaps in wealth. But
Yeah.
that's not necessarily the story anymore. And to people who are interested in going to South Africa, what would you tell them to expect as they come? Because, we've probably been all sold a bad narrative.
Um, I tell you to expect nothing too crazy, man. I don't know. I think a lot of people think Africa is this huge jungle where it's just animals all over the place and people dressed in animal skin they don't know how to speak English and all that. It's not that, bro. Like you go there, it's pretty much the same as over here, just less racism. You don't have to worry about police harassing you. Um, you're gonna have fun. Like the culture is very rich there. So music, it runs in our veins, right? Good food, that's us all the way. So you're just gonna go there and you're gonna have a good time, man. Really, that's all.
Okay, so Nasty C, let's just say I'm your long lost cousin, and I'm coming to Durban for the first time. I just got off the plane.
Yeah.
Where are we going? What are we doing? What's the weekend looking like?
If you want to have some good food, good drinks, good company, I'm taking you to places like Eatini or Gamex. And pretty much what we do there is we have like a braai. So what you guys call a barbecue, we call a braai, right? And for us, it doesn't really have to just always be at the house. It could be at it could be at a park, it could be at a venue, it could wherever we set up shop. That's a braai right there. So you can have a braai there, have some good meat. We have some of the best meat like in the world. I don't care what anybody says. And so good food, good energy, good women around you. You know what I mean? Good music. And then after that, it just depends on what you want to do. Like if you want to go shopping, I'll take you to some of the fly malls. You want to go kick it somewhere peaceful and serene, I'll take you to like the coast where you can get like a crazy mansion on a mountain staring out into the ocean type thing. Whatever you want. Like I got you. Like I sorted
Okay,
out for you.
so Nasty C is the plug over there. Now let's
I
just say
got you.
because I'm from out of town, am I exotic? You know what I'm saying? Will the women be on me
Of
because
course.
I'm from
Of
somewhere
course.
else?
Of course. I'm telling you. All you have to do is just say hi. How are you? I'm telling you.
Okay, now the
Uh,
flip
fifty
side of that.
percent of the job is done when you do
Okay,
that.
cool.
50% of the job is done. Now you just have to be a gentleman and be smooth. Now it's all on you. You know what I
Ah,
mean?
that
Yeah.
sound like light work over there. So on the
Yeah.
flip side of that, so you come in over here. How were the ladies embracing you when you first got over here? Like, kind of making your rounds.
Um. Well, I mean, they treat me normally because I'm just a respectful guy. You know what I mean? I'm a nice person, but it's not like I was trying to get at anybody. So I don't really know how that goes. I have a girl, so I don't really be doing that. I ain't chasing nobody. Uh,
Is it sometimes hard to like lead, like not to say lead with your honesty, but a lot of times in a business, people will hide the fact that they're in a relationship because they don't want to alienate any of their potential fans. Did you have to think long and hard about that, before like, you was that honest about yourself, or like that's just kind of how you always roll?
at first I was. So at first I was like I always just like kept it a secret. Um. Not really because of how the fans would take it. Like it was a little bit because of that, but mostly because of what would happen to my girl. Like once they found out, like I knew once they find out who my girlfriend is, because I was in Johannesburg and she was still in Durban and she still had to go to school. So she still had to be like taking public transport to school, be with a bunch of strangers, hundreds and thousands of strangers, you know what I mean? Without me being there to protect her. At least where I was already like kind of blowing up and stuff. So I had my whole gang with me, like I had everybody with me. So it wasn't like no issues, ducking trouble. So when they found out who she was, not everyone is just approaching her anyhow. You get all these bunch of strangers taking pictures of her while she's not even watching, unaware, just you know what I mean, taking snaps and talking shit about her like behind her back. Oh my bad, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you good, you good.
So yeah, that's the reason why I didn't want that to come out. But yeah, it did eventually, and I had to just move her to Joburg, and now she just lives with me.
That's what's up. That's
Yeah,
what's up.
yeah.
Like, are you still having as much fun now as you were having back when, like, the ball first started getting rolling? Like, go back to like 2016. Is it still fun for you in 2021 like it was in 2016, 2015?
Music, like making music, and just what comes with it.
Well, now it's like a full blown business for you. You
Yeah,
went from being a hobbyist with it to now you got to do things at a certain time. You got XYZ amount of shows to do and whatnot.
yeah. I mean, it has its fun moments, you know. But it also has this very dark, weird moments. It's a very weird, twisted industry that we in, with a lot of weird energy around it. So for the most part, it is fun. Yes, it is fun. I'm still having fun, but yeah, like any other business or industry, man, it comes with its own vices. You know what I mean?
Like, what would you say, Nasty C, is like your craziest? And when I say Hollywood story, but like since you've been in the business, like what is the wildest night that you've ever had where like, wow, I'm over here chilling with blah 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 and blah blah blah, and I can't believe that this is my life right now.
Um, I've had a couple of those, but the thing is, like, like the people that most people most people regard as like legends and all that. I also recognize them as legends, but it's like I grew up really just zoned into what I used to listen to, and that's T.I. Wayne, and then I was focused on me and nothing else but me. So like I've chilled with a lot of like great people, man. I had no ID come to South Africa. We had like a meeting, like just to get to know each other, and then I came to LA for like a whole 2 weeks or something like that, and I was just in studio with no ID, and that's legendary. That's a legend right there. That's crazy. That's big, you know. But yeah, I guess you could say that's like a Hollywood story, you know. But to me, it was really just meeting a cool guy who is good at what he does, and I didn't really think of it as like, whoa, this is crazy. Like, you know,
Mhm.
I'm not like that. I'm not that type of guy, man.
Well, just to see how nerdy you are with this music thing, right? Because like No ID is a big deal, sonically with the
Yeah.
production, right? How
Mhm.
far do you go back with No ID? Because I first got hip to him when he was producing for Common almost exclusively. Like with those
Yeah.
first couple Common albums with No ID on production was crazy. What was your first introduction to his music?
Um, it was, it really was when Jay Z dropped DOA. Really, when he said no idea on the track that the story begins. So I used to like search lyrics and stuff, and when I found out, when I first I thought he meant no ID, like no
Like no,
ID.
like ID license, yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't understand what it was, so I googled the lyrics. Then I found out it was a person, and then I started to like read up about No ID and his catalog and stuff like that. And I was like, oh snap, you know.
Yeah,
But
dude.
yeah, that was my first time hearing about
He is ultra thorough, man, even
it.
still now. Now, what would you say your most important record is? Like if there was one record that defines you, Nasty C, that people need to hear, what song is that?
Yeah. It would have to be. Hmm, that's a tricky question, man. Damn. Okay, so like I'm proud of this song, and this song really like did a lot of stuff for me, and it really took me, um, to a whole new level. And it really just like defines the way I look at things and my resilience and stuff like that. It's a song called Hell No that I dropped in probably 2015 to 2016 or something like that. And now when I listen to it, because like my delivery is better, I know more about music now and about quality and stuff like that. When I listen to it now, I cringe and stuff. But
Mhm.
it really is an important song to me. It really played a huge role in my career. Like back at home, I still perform that song and it still goes crazy.
As your catalog grows, what song did you have to take off the set list that it kind of hurts you a little bit to take it off? Cause like, damn, that's your joint, but you got these other joints that people know a little bit more. Like, what's some of them songs you miss doing live?
Um, I don't lie. A lot of like my album songs, like I'll do them when the album comes out, just to like promote the album and whatnot. But I pick up, okay, cool. This is probably not a song I should be performing because people don't really gravitate to it. So it's a lot of album songs. I don't really sweat taking songs out of my set. I want to have fun when I'm on stage. So it's not even about what song I'm performing. It's about having fun with the crowd. So I let them pick and decide what songs we go crazy to.
Well,
You
yo,
know,
that stage definitely loves you, man. The Tiny Desk concert was lit. I checked out the Genius performance you did of Black and White.
appreciate it.
Uh, bro, like, so, between the two processes, some people love the studio more, some people love the stage more. Which one do you prefer if you had to pick the red pill or the blue pill?
Definitely stage, man. Stage, stage. No question, stage.
That clarity is there too. Like, you be sounding just as crispy as you do on the records when you rock
Yeah,
live.
yeah. And I have thousands of people singing my own song back to me, like they wrote it. You know, that's magical. That's beautiful right there, man.
The first time you was like at a live show and the fans gave it back to you like that, where were you?
I was in South Africa in Durban. Um, yeah, I was young as hell too. I was like 16 years old. No. I'm lying. I was 17 at the time.
For that to happen so young, because when you think about it, like, you're on a legendary label like Def Jam, like LL
Yeah.
Cool J was like 17 and this
hmm
stuff was happening to him. So to see that weird parallel, what I'm saying, of like, youth and rebellion, but yet awesomeness moving the ball forward, how does that make you feel? Like, how did that make you feel at the time when you were seeing all this stuff transpire?
Like my own experiences.
Yeah.
It was dope, man. I was just so caught up in the moment. I didn't really step out of this whole thing to observe and look at it, which is one of the things I regret a little bit because I feel like I didn't really take the time off and appreciate what was happening to me, like on my come up. I was just so caught up in the moment. I just wanted to keep going and like because I was just so scared to slow down and never ever pick that momentum back up again. So it's even hard for me to describe how I feel about my come up, but it was dope. It was dope. People went crazy, so I guess it was dope.
Indeed. Now,
Yeah.
beside being an artist yourself, you're now also a label owner, creating
Mhm.
opportunities for other people to shine the same way you do, man. How hard is that, that pivot, wearing both hats of artist and exec?
Um, it has its challenges, it really does. But luckily for me, like I only signed one artist, and this one artist is somebody I've been working with for almost 7 years now. Like I've been working with her for a long time. She's like my sister now, so it's not really that hard for us to work together on that type of, you know what I mean? Because I understand her, she understands me. I know what she wants out of her career. I know where she's trying to take it, and I trust her with her process and her music, and she trusts me with her future type thing. So it's like it's not really that difficult. You know.
Now, for those who ain't up on it, who do they need to, like, what's her name or what do they need to be on the lookout for?
Her name is Rolene, man. Rolene. She's actually on one of my biggest songs, like biggest songs of my career. The song's called SMA. She's the one singing the chorus on there.
This dude is
She's dope.
elevating and shining, man.
Yeah.
In addition to all the music, you also got a podcast, that I see you promote very heavily on IG.
Mhm.
Like how fun is that process, man? And like where do you want to see that podcast go as the years go by?
Um, it really just was to serve a purpose, like a once-off purpose. You know what I mean? It's not really something I'm looking into getting into. Like I'm not a podcast guy. I don't even like to talk really. So I really just did it just to share like all this information that I consider to be vital to like anyone who wants to be an artist, like in this day and age. So the business side of it, the creative side of it, understanding the marketing side of it, and where you have to go, things that you have to do yourself as an artist, like before expecting your manager and your team to get done for you. So we really just like breaking down those type of things, and I have like a lot of my good friends slash artists who are international, local artists, producers, and all that type of stuff to come and also share their wisdom and their experiences to kind of just like help anyone who's looking to become an artist one day. You know what I mean?
Now you be on there giving a lot of game, man. I definitely want people to be sure they follow you, man, if they're not already. I mean, I know you got millions of fans, but yo, man, tap in
Yeah,
with Nasty C and
for
get some
sure.
of this information because his brothers get to it. Big shout out to YouTube University though. That stuff be teaching
Exactly.
people so many things. Like,
Yes.
what's the flyest thing you ever learned off of YouTube?
Uh, engineering, really.
Like engineering, like
Engineering.
a record?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm obsessed with engineering too. Like, I think if I wasn't an artist, if I wasn't the guy behind the mic, I'd be the guy behind the boards, really.
Yo, it takes a special ear and a special level of patience to be that person. Because
Yeah,
it's one
I
thing to
know.
do it for yourself, but when you gotta do it for other people,
Yeah,
you really gotta remove your personal likes and dislikes out
exactly.
of the process and get to it.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And give the client what he wants. I know exactly.
Indeed, indeed, man. Well, yo, man, I wish you continue success, my brother. And yo, keep shining your light on the world. Let
I
them see what you're
appreciate you.
doing beyond this, because I know you work pretty fast. So, is there another bullet loaded up in the chamber? Like, are we about to catch another EP in a minute?
Oh
Or
yeah, 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 yeah. Definitely dropping something very, very soon, man. I might be dropping a couple loose joints like in between, but I definitely have a project coming up pretty soon. Yeah.
now, what's one record that's like quietly sitting on your hard drive right now that you can't wait for people to hear?
It's this song called Tunnel Vision. It's so many of them, but this song that I just made right now, like a week ago, it's called Tunnel Vision. It's produced by Go Grizz. It's so crazy, bro. It's such a simple song, but it's so dope. It's one of my
Yo,
favorites.
sometimes simple get it done, man. But yo, Nasty C, thank you for pulling up on the morning
Thank you.
hustle. Enjoy your stay, man. Yo, if you go back to the trap museum tonight, you got to do the escape room if you haven't already.
I haven't. I haven't. I might do that. I will do that. Definitely.
Yeah, if you can get out in an hour, I think Ti gives you a prize or something. It's kind of crazy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's definitely the vibe. Definitely the
I'm
vibe.
definitely doing that. I appreciate you for having me, my
Yo,
brother.
much love, King, and continue success, bro.
We are the morning hustle.